I still don't know why this car isn't flooding the streets of Nigeria yet, based on the fact that it is a 5 to 7 million naira Camry that corrected all the flaws that this popular Camry muscle had. This car is very, very notorious, but this particular Camry corrected all of that. If you have noticed this car on the road and you don't know a lot of things about it, well, today's your lucky day. This video is for you. My name is Crank of 234 Drive, and today I'm going to show you why the 2009 to 2014 Camry is a perfect car for Nigeria. How does it look? Unlike the Camry muscle that has curves all over, this one has bold angular lines. It just looks very, very serious. There's almost no negative stereotype of any sort attached to this car. If police stops you, for example, they would have a feeling that they are wasting your time, that this man is rushing somewhere, this woman is rushing somewhere, let us waste our time. That's how executive this car looks. Lastly, this car has a suitable ride height, but then it is not so high like that, so you might be scratching the floor sometimes, but it's not as profound as some other cars that you're just scratching the floor every time. This car rides kind of low, and you might not like that, but it's a very, very good bargain if you don't stay in areas with bad roads. Look at the car from the rear. It just looks really, really appealing, but that appeal is not like all in your face. You just look at it and you're like, there's something about this car, something about how this car looks, and that's one reason why I think this car is perfect for Nigeria. Not everybody will have eyes on you, but when they look well, you see that this car is not bad, but nobody will be like putting eyes on you every time. Do you get? Number two, the interior is beautiful and it is almost perfect. The interior is very beautiful and very classy. It is simple at the same time. So now, this thing about this car, it is not every time Toyota makes simple interiors and don't spread it around all the cars. Normally, if Toyota makes one interior that is mad, they'll give it to the Corolla, give it to the Corolla, you see it in other cars. But in this one, it's just unique. This interior is very unique to this Camry. Do you understand? And I love that fact. Now, remember the Camry has that issue that it's been melting. This car did not inherit that rubbish. The interior is big, comfortable, and the dashboard doesn't melt. This dashboard, they made it to mimic leather. It is not leather, it just looks like it is leather. However, you need to know that any Camry like this that you see that has leather seats, you have to know that it is not premium leather, because you cannot expect Toyota to put premium leather in this car because of the price you're buying it. It's not the price of the Benz, it's the price of the Camry. So don't expect quality interior leather for this Camry. Now, this interior is not just simple. I said it was comfortable and I meant it. The car is very, very comfortable. This car will conveniently seat 3 people, and there's very little hump in this middle place. So middle seater is going to be fine. So this car was built with family in mind. So if you're a family person, this car is perfect for you. Boot space is very big. This car is very, very big. Quick on, come and enter this car. Just jump inside. So Kogan is inside now. Then another Kogan will enter this car and will still fit. Kogan 2, come and enter this car. And so this is another Kogan 2 is entering. Can you see? There's so much space. I can't even fit in, so I can close the boot with 2 Kogans in this boot. This particular one has cloth seats, fabric seats, because there are different trims. You need to know that there are different trims on this car. There are about 5 trims. There's the L, there's the LE, there's the SC, there's the SC Sports, and there is now the XLE, which is the Baba. XLE has sunroof, has leather seats, has like the full option. When they say full option, the full option is XLE. So if you want full option Camry, buy the XLE. Most smartphones today have Bluetooth connectivity. So you connect your Bluetooth to this stuff and you can listen to your music, you can receive your calls. You have enough space here to keep stuff. There's one space here to keep anything you want to keep. You can fit in 2 cups here or 2 bottles. Just keep, yeah. Very, very deep storage area here. I am not kidding you. I prefer this interior to the interior of the 2020 Camry. I don't know why. This one just looks way classier than that. Number 3, this car has a problem-free drive and engine. Majorly for the 2009 to 2014 Camry, you get 2 options for your engine. Either a 2.5 liter 4-cylinder engine or a 3.5 liter V6 engine. The V6 engine usually comes with the Sports Edition or the XLE. Now guess what? Both engines are mated to a 6-speed automatic transmission. There's no manual for this car. Everything is 6-speed automatic transmission. The only thing this car requires you to do as an owner is to maintain it properly. And when I say maintenance, I mean do your lube service when it's time, change your brake pads when it's time. Remember how the Camry muscle requires you to check the oil every 2 weeks because it has that problem where it just sucks all the oil you put in the engine prematurely. This is a new model and they fixed it. Thank God they fixed it. So now you don't have to worry about checking your oil anytime you put oil in your Camry. Just service it and do the right things at the right time and you're good on this car. I just told you that this car doesn't have issues. Do you know what is matter? This car is very, very easy to maintain. That maintenance I said you should be doing, it is very easy to maintain this car. So a proper lube service on this car will cost between 20 and 25k. The only major spending you do when you buy this car is that 5 to 7 million naira you spend initially in buying the car. Funny, right? It's like you just buy the car and you have nothing to worry about. Maintenance is easy. The parts don't easily break. This car is made of sheet metal, which makes it more durable. So when they bash it, it's easy to fix. The tail lights are not easily exposed to collision. So when collision happens, the probability that something will break is very low. Do you get? So this car is just very easy to use. 5, this car drives smoothly. So I drove the car all the way down here and I noticed something. The steering feels heavy because the car is wide in front. So I could feel that, oh, there's weight in front. And I like when I drive a car and I can feel the weight. It makes me know that, oh, this car is kind of balanced, like something is right. Because now the car is closer to the ground, the steering is kind of heavy. Except when you speed travel, when you're on high speed, you might not feel the steering because the car is going to start levitating. Normal Toyota doing this. But yeah, the car drives pretty well. I think the car drives pretty well. I'm sure the V6 will be faster. I'm very, very sure the V6 will be way faster. So yeah, the drive is just pretty smooth. If your shocks are alright, then you enjoy this drive. You enjoy the drive in this car for any amount of distance you want to do. From my experience with cars, I need to tell you that there's no perfect car in this life. There's no perfect car, and every car has a problem. What are these problems that you need to watch out for on this car? First thing is, when you want to buy this car, buy a low mileage one. Buy from like 35,000 miles to like 65,000 miles. So you still have like 2-3 years to enjoy this car before those problems come. But what are these problems? Let me tell you. Number one is that at about 100,000 miles, when you're driving uphill, the acceleration might be sluggish. The transmission will just be sluggish. It might be seizing. Steering rack and steering issues always come up on this car from about 100,000 miles. And the last one is that the check engine lights would always come up due to a failed O2 sensor. O2 sensor is one sensor along your exhaust line that helps your car balance the F and fuel ratio. Something like that, your mechanic knows about it. So once you start seeing that engine light and you scan your car and it tells you that O2 sensor is bad, then you know that that's that problem that is happening. So you need to change that failing O2 sensor and you'll be good. My final verdict on this car is that this car fits everybody. But if you are using the car for the first time, because this car is kind of big, it's on the big side, I won't advise you to buy this car because in Lagos or in Nigeria generally, people will bash you when you're learning and you're driving big cars. Number two, this car is problem free. So when you buy it, make sure you maintain it properly so that the car will never stress you. Because you don't want to find out how much these parts are. You don't want to find out. So if you don't want to find out, maintain your car properly. The 2009 to 2014 Camry is a perfect car for Nigeria. The car just works. AC is chilling, everything just makes sense. So yeah, I think this car is a good buy in Nigeria.